Hello, Keystone students. This is Ryan Lombardo, Student Success Advisor for the Keystone School, and today we are taking a virtual field trip to Watkins Glen State Park. Watkins Glen State Park is in the village of Watkins Glen, south of Seneca Lake, in New York at the Finger Lakes region. And you may ask yourself, what is a glen? A glen is a valley, typically one that is long and bounded by gently sloped concave sides, unlike a ravine, which is deep and bounded by steep sides. The centerpiece of this 778-acre park is a 400-foot deep narrow gorge cut through rock by Glen Creek, a stream that was left hanging when glaciers of the Ice Age deepened the Seneca Valley. It created rapids and waterfalls wherever there were layers of hard rock. What you're looking at here are layers of rock that took 2 million years for this stream to cut through. If it were 2 million years ago, I'd be standing underground right now. Now, the namesake of this beautiful park started in 1794. John Watkins and Roy Flint of New York City purchased 325,000 acres of land at the southern end of Seneca Lake from the state of New York, including what is now Watkins Glen State Park. Watkins constructed various mills within Watkins Glen, then called the Big Gully, including a sawmill and a grist mill. John Watkins left the area in 1808 after a fire destroyed the mansion that he had built over the gorge. The property was not further developed, and following John Watkins' death, his brother, Dr. Samuel Watkins, inherited it. Dr. Watkins arrived in the area and began 40 years of development, constructing roads, homes, shops, and even a hotel. He built a flour and saw mill, including a plaster mill within the Watkins Glen Gorge. When Watkins died, his widow, Cynthia, inherited his estate, and thanks in part to her urging, in 1852, the village, previously known as Jefferson, was renamed Watkins in honor of Dr. Samuel Watkins. The Gorge Trail is what defines the park. It's why people come here year after year, and it's why it's considered to be one of the most photogenic spots in all of the state of New York. It inspires artists and amazes young and old and invigorates the soul and really even brings out the inner conservationist, even in the most urban of us. Although small and tucked away in the heart of upstate New York, away from busy cities and major airports, Watkins Glen is a national treasure and certainly a world-class attraction. I found this to be very interesting. You can compare the vegetation on two sides of the gorge because the gorge creates what's called a microclimate. On one side of the gorge, you can see vegetation, and on the other side, an almost completely different plant community. The one side faces south, which the sun hits the majority of the day, and the other faces north, which is then remaining in the shade most of the day. These microclimates create, again, two different types of vegetation that grow on each side of the gorge. At this point, we hit what appears to be the highest point of the entire trail. Looking down almost 400 feet, it really encapsulates how beautiful this scenery is, and how we have to take care of the surroundings so we can continue to enjoy the view that's in front of us for generations to come.